So, welcome to Noobcraft! Yet, here again, we have me as Protoss Thorak, and I'm playing against Funky Flex. Yes, that's the name. So let's get started. I have here a few extra tips and we have actually a big mistake that are made from me, and we will just analyze it a little bit and yeah, well, if I do the mistakes and you see them, you don't have to do them. So that's basically the point. Anyhow, I think we can speed this up a little bit. I'm just going for the normal switching of minerals. I actually noticed a new thing, that if you target and drone up the minerals that are closest to you, you actually increase your income even a little bit more. So that's what I'm doing. I think I'm doing, at least. And when you start to get 3 drones, you should actually drone up the the ones farthest away. At least that's what I'm thinking at the moment. I'm basically going for a very aggressive build yet again. You can see that I have a few more probes than him. I'm using my Chronobolt on the Nexus, and he is saved up quite a lot of Chronobolt. And yeah, now he starts to Chronobolt his probes. Yeah, anyhow, moving on to my side. I'm normally going for a pretty aggressive build, as you might have seen in my last video. He's gonna go and start beating on the rock, since I'm still in practice league. Those rocks are there. But the basic idea is that if he tries to expand, and I have not, I will have more units than him when we start fighting, and it's probably gonna delay his Nexus, or at least make it so that he can't mine from it, or mineral gather from it. Yeah, and now I can go over some more. I have rewrapped my and redone the key mapping, so I'm basically using AWD for every extra skills. And yeah, if you looked at the chat there, I actually paused the game because our cats were fighting and I had to go and stop them. And when that is solved, we continue. You can see here that he's actually going for a not really fast expand, but he's going for an expand. And since I have been building up, you can look at the army tab. He's actually going for Void Rays, and well, you will see where my wrongdoing were, so hopefully you won't fall for that. Yeah, speeding up. Let's see here. I've been a little bit afraid for a lot of stalkers, so I think I'm about. Yeah, and I'm getting the charge, because it's really nice to get up close. Yeah, here, the robotics facility. I'm getting an immortal, then they have extra damage against these stalkers. Basically, they pwn them in 2 or 3 rounds. So my idea was to have them in the back and deal damage if he had a lot of stalkers. So you see, I'm actually just on 1 stalker at the moment, and he has Void Rays. Yeah, and here I actually move on to the expand for me, and what I'm doing is that, depending on how the fight here will turn out, I'm going to decide if I want to expand or not. But I'm all good to go. I'm ready to take the expand. because if he has like a lot of units, I might not be able to expand, because I will need them for fighting, so that he don't get into my base and starts destroying me, etc. But normally, if you get, it's pretty safe to get a base at this time, even if it's cost 400 minerals. And now let's move on to my mistake. I wonder if he has. You see, I just keep pausing. No, this is a mistake of his. When he have void rage, he might want to use them to get some view of the map. He actually have no idea that I have actually blown these rocks, so he's gonna get caught by surprise. You see the army, 3 void rays, 1 zealots versus 9 and 2, and I'm starting to warp in even more as we speak. Or I will start moving in, warp them in very soon at least. Here we go. Yeah. And if you look at the arm, this is a pretty scary bit of army at 10-minute mark. Even getting a few more. And the immortal is also moving down. And he was actually building 2 cannons there, so I was like, 300 extra cash, okay. And here I see the void race. Now this is the first time I see them. He actually have 5. He's probably, where's the 5th? Is it 5 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is 5. This is all of them. So this is basically his whole army. And the Stargate and void race, they cost a lot. So I know this is basically the only thing he had. And both my sentry and my stalker are able to shoot air. So I'm actually gonna slow down here a little bit. Yeah, let's go to normal speed. This void race, just they can't withstand the firepower from my stalkers and sentry. So what are his options at the moment? It's looking pretty grim, as you can see. But since he won't be able to use these for defense, because this would just annihilate him really fast, his only option is actually to attack my base with them, because they are pretty useless here. They can't do squat. They will just be here like poke maybe. They won't even, no, they are no use here. So what he's doing, and this is just not in Protoss versus Protoss and etc. But when you are pushing forward and moving out and attacking, and he goes like, ah, shit, they can't even be used here. What will happen very often is that he will attack your base, and that's exactly what he's going to do here. Still, this is, you can see, this is a very big army for the 11:30 minute mark, and now he's decided to start moving out against my base. What I should have done here is that, since I knew these were the only void race, or basically the only army he had, I should have prepared a few stalkers in the base. I was not able to build cannons, but you see, I'm pretty supply blocked at the moment because my army down here is so big. So keep in mind, you don't want to be supply blocked. He's randomly shooting, but he should target down 1 pylon, so that I am for sure supply blocked, so I can't warp in more stalkers in the base. And that's exactly what he did after a while. Anyhow, so now I can't warp in stalkers, and that is pretty bad for me. I have actually put up the Nexus over here because this is going to get raped, basically. I'm trying. I'm like seeing this over here, and so my army was on hold. I wanted to see and think, because I'm not used to this, so I didn't really know how to respond to it. What I tried to do, which failed, was take a few stalkers, not every stalker, but a few, and head back home. Or at least I'm about to do it really soon. But you see, this is just having a really big party in my base. And yeah, that's what I get for not here. I were like, you should move home, and I tried to do it, and then I pushed my hotkey. You see here, I have both hotkeys for 2, because I made this the group number 2 that I wanted to go home and defend, and then I had a hotkey for 1, which actually included these people, which I did not think about this. So whenever I were to use number 1, as I did here, it actually cancelled the well, my stalkers from going home and help defend, and they went back here. So that's basically the 2 things we can learn from this. Yeah, I did that again and again. So this guy's actually like never got home until I figured out what happened. And these guys were just, yeah, alright, I destroy your whole base. So I'm paying very expensively for this. I'm trying to keep up the supply so I would be able to warp in units, but now he's destroyed like almost all my gateways, and yeah, this is not good. You see here, once again, no, I think I actually have figured it out now. By now, yeah, now I have redone the groups. So think of that if you are playing and they are re-attacking and you want to split up your big group into yeah, lesser groups. That's basically what I did very wrong here, and it cost me my whole bloody base and my expansion. But of course I was able to annihilate his base. And yeah, he actually only has these 4 void rays left on the map, and I'm spreading out to see if I have actually missed a base of his. And he's about to, not even GG, but he just left. What I should have done was not to miss with these groups. So just rethink it one extra time when you're doing it. And when I saw the void rays, I should have understood that they cannot beat this army, so he will move on to attack my base. That would have gave me a few extra seconds, like 10 seconds or something. It had been enough to warp in stalkers as defense. So yeah, that's those 2 things I want you to not do, basically. So, happy gaming. This is Thorak, or Tobias, signing out. Bye.